What's up, my people? Welcome to Vertical Football. Welcome to another episode of 5 Things We Learned. Manchester United versus Lyon. Manchester 5, Lyon 4. 7-6 on aggregate. A very, very toxic match, in my opinion. I think, let me first say this, that Manchester United truly is a toxic relationship with Manchester United. A really, really toxic relationship. But what can we say? I think this kind of games, they take you through different stages of emotions, 2-0 up, you're all happy. It went down to the drains, and before you know it ended up 5-4. So guys, I think it's a toxic relationship. We just have to say it. I'm so much excited, even though I wasn't happy with certain moments of the game. But I think in all, you want your team to win. All in all, it has been a very terrible season. And this game reminds me of a particular game in the FA Cup against Coventry, when you start very well, but the game goes to the drains. But ultimately, if you remember, we won that FA Cup against Manchester City with also a very, very shocking match, shocking performance against Manchester City. I'm not saying anything, but who knows, when you have this kind of game, in the Europa League, who knows, maybe this might just be the year to win the Europa League. So guys, let's jump right into it. The 5 things we learned. Manchester United 5, Lyon 4. I think the major thing I want to say is I felt the Man United had a very good first 60 minutes, if you want to put it that way. I think it was a decent first half. Very, very good first half on some levels. And I felt the second half, we continued with the momentum. I think the first thing is we didn't convert our chances. And we know it's not a new thing with this club. But I think it's also a reminder, these kind of games are a reminder that when you know the capacity of your team, that your team is a team that can lose huge leads, you just have to, one way to solve that problem is by scoring your chances. Make the margin, let it be so much than the opposition. And I felt we had very, very good moments. Garnacho had good moments. I think Bruno was unlucky in the first half with some very, very fantastic chances that he took well. But ultimately, we didn't convert our chances in the second half when we were 2-0 up. And knowing Manchester United for what Manchester United is, you know that anything can happen, which it definitely happened. Second thing I want to say is I want to call out Amorim. I think we have to call him out. I said it the last 5 things that Amorim is inexperienced. I think he's a good coach, but he's inexperienced. And one of the things that have always made me not happy about him so far is that a lot of his substitutions are not proactive substitutions. They're not substitutions that make things happen. There are substitutions that react after something has already happened. And you could see today, while it was 2-0 up, where we were watching with Kobbie and the other guys, I was saying, you just have to put Mount, you just have to put Kobbie Mainoo, kill this game at 2-0. Don't give these guys life. Because when you study Lyon, you see that Lyon are not a fantastic team. They're not a good team on some levels. But they are a team that you don't allow them to get a taste of, of blood. You don't let them get a taste of blood. And I feel we allow them to get the taste of blood. And it happened the way it happened. But obviously, we're happy the game ended in a very good way. I think third thing is I feel, the players were decent. I don't want to call out any player, but I felt those 2 goals that Lyon scored, to get them back to 2-2 were soft goals. For example, Maguire, the ball crossing over him. I know I don't want to mention players, but I feel we let them have easy goals. I think throughout these fixtures, all the goals they scored were easy goals. These are goals that you obviously could have prevented. And I think if we want to go far up to the final, winning this trophy in this competition, you have to avoid that. You can't keep giving clubs giveaways. Lyon scored how many goals now? 6 goals, and those 6 goals were apart from the penalty, which also was a cheap penalty. I felt they were cheap goals, and you don't want this to happen. Cheap goals, mistakes from the goalkeeper, cheap goals in terms of poor defensive organization, poor defensive awareness. So guys, the fourth thing is I want to bring also our attention to something. I knew when it was 4-2, if I'm not mistaken. When it was okay, I think when it was 3-2, I think the cameraman spanned over to Omar Berada and Jason Wickos, and I saw the way Berada was shaking, and I was just laughing. This is Manchester United. The pressure is there, but we have a lot to do. I think let me just say this: we have a lot to do. This team is not. That's why if you remember the last five things we did with Kobbie, I mentioned it. I said we are not ready for the Champions League. We are not ready, but sometimes also you cannot prevent whatever will happen will happen. Whatever will be will be. But we're not ready for the Champions League. You can't keep playing games like this. And if you look at the way we progress this season in the Europa competitions or even in Europe generally, you will see that that we lose early leads. You get it? We lose early leads. We lose leads. That you're having three goals up, 2 goals up. It doesn't make much sense for this Man United team. You can just lose it in a couple of minutes. And I feel we have a lot to do. I want us to win the competition because I want to see us win a trophy. But also looking at it, also I'm like, do we really have what it takes to compete in the Champions League? So there are really questions, really. And the last one I'll say is Manchester United fans, it's a roller coaster. Man United is a toxic relationship, but what can we say? We love Manchester United. We love toxic relationship, if you want to put it that way. We love the roller coaster. And I think ultimately we love pain because this is just pain. But I think at the end of pain comes pleasure. So guys, this is quickly I didn't want to call people out because it was a redemption. I didn't want to call a lot of things out, but I just felt Amorim should have killed the game earlier. And so guys, these are my 5 things. The game Manchester United versus Lyon, Olympique Lyonnais. 5-4, 7-6 on aggregate. Guys, as usual, I know you have your opinions on this game. Please do go to comment it in the comment section. Please comment in the comment section. Enjoy your holidays if you're in Nigeria. Or Good Friday, I think, should be a general holiday. But if at all, it's a general holiday in Nigeria. Please enjoy your holiday. Sleep well, wake up well if you're not going to work based on your holiday. And just enjoy. Man United has given us that roller coaster of emotions, and we love Manchester United. We can't do anything. We just love them. So to see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye.